Dusty, can you and Lonzo touch on the Romeo and Master P conflict? That is definitely in our notes. That is something very interesting that I find very interesting. I'll talk about it and then we'll chat once Lonzo hopefully comes up. Hopefully we are good. But that situation is very interesting. I don't know who to believe, but I gotta side with Master P on this one because what an ungrateful piece of like shit little Romeo is being right now, right? I mean, is he like? Why would you do something like that to someone who gave you a life that like less than 1% of people, you know what I'm saying, can have? He said his dad has been broke for years now or something like that. He said his dad's been broke for years. Okay, well, if your dad's broke for years, homie, how did you grow up living in mansions and stuff like that? Because I'm sure you did okay. And maybe your dad said yes, 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 yes. And then the one time he says no, you throw a little hissy fit and go online and say your dad ain't shit. And that's the problem with people. You say yes over, you could say yes to somebody 1,000 times, but the moment you say no, you're the bad guy. Silky D says spoiled rotten. Spoiled rotten. My father didn't give me nearly the life that Master P gave little Romeo. But in fact, he wasn't even around most of my life. But I would never go on the social media and talk shit about him. That says a lot more about Lil Romeo than it does Master P. That says a lot more about Lil Romeo than it does Master P. I think Master P actually didn't Master P respond to that? If he did, let me pull it up on YouTube. I think Master P responded to that. But I think that's trash. Marlon says, my pop told me to earn everything I want the right way. I mean, damn, you got good advice. My pops didn't teach me much as a child. It wasn't around. One thing I did learn from my dad is forgiveness. Forgiveness is important, and sometimes you gotta forgive, move on, and love. That's what I learned. Let me pull up this Master on Little Romeo. Is he still Lil Romeo or is he just Romeo now? Like, because I always feel like weird when like 33-year-old guys call themselves Lil something, like Lil Wayne, Lil Nutsack, Lil Buttcrack. Like, I always feel like that's kind of weird. Let's see. Master P responds to Little Romeo. Let me pull this up. I got my mixer. We got some time to kill. You are tuned into Not Without Alonzo, but Lonzo is trying to figure out the system over there, and I am just waiting for a text from him on my other phone with an update. So whilst this pulls up, what are your thoughts on Lil Romeo and Master P? I think he's a spoiled little butthead, but that's just me. All right, here we go. Master P responding. Let's see what Master P has to say, because I'm not hip to what he has him on my
I try to call my son.
Hold on, update. Hold up. While this pulls up, let me close that. You guys don't realize I got like 3 screens going on. I got things going down. All right, here's Master P's response to Lil Romeo.
Today is a sad day because I got to get out of character and put this on the internet, which I don't want to do. But I try to call.
I think we got Lonzo.
People say, why you call? I did. He don't call back. It's been months. So my question is to Romeo. Like, if you've been in the business for long as you've been in, and you're a 30-something-year-old man, and if you've been around me, watching me hustle and do my thing, why you not where you want to be at? Because that means you're not listening. That means you want to do your own thing.
Let me stop that. Did you guys catch that? That was a bar right there by Master P. Master P says, you have had more, basically, I'm paraphrasing, you have had more resources than the average person, and you still can't get your shit together at 33, 34, whatever age you are? That means you weren't listening. I got to take that back. That was the bar. Pay attention to this last 10 seconds of what he says right here. This is very important. All you little kids out there who keep moving in with your parents and can't get your shit together, but it's their fault.
And you're a 30-something-year-old man. And if you've been around me, watching me hustle and do my thing, why you not where you want to be at? Because that means you're not listening. That means you want to do your own thing. You done brought your own circle of people. But you can't get mad at me because I really thought this was about, the only reason I entertain this on social media, I thought it was about the DJ Twitch post I put up. And I thought it was about my daughter's death. I thought you was breathing. Mental illness is real. But I want to tell all the people out there that just don't understand how bad my heart hurt. Romeo lost a sister, but I lost a daughter. And for any parent that's going through this, because I know debt, it brings people closer together or it tear them apart. But I come from nothing, y'all. And I could go back. I'm cool with it. I won't be angry at God. I won't be upset. I won't go get mad and be disrespectful to my parents and none of that stuff. I just say, Dad, thank you for putting me in this world now to get out and hustle and go do my thing.
I see Lonzo popped up, so hopefully we're one step closer to bringing him back on. But until then, what do you guys think about Romeo? OGC says Romeo and 50 Cent's son should come up with their own reality show called The Entitled Brats of Hip Hop with their own funding. Excuse me, I'm just getting over a cold, man. I'm going around, dude. I don't know, man. I ain't even take a coronavirus test. I'm just like, if I have it, whatever. I don't go anywhere. I can stay home all the time. Whatever. But no, I've been feeling kind of shitty. But today is the first day in about 3 or 4 days that I've actually felt good. But yes, the Entitled Brats of Hip Hop. I like that, homie. Who else would be one of those, OG Steve? Who are some other entitled little ass entitled kids? I remember this isn't the first story. This is definitely not the first story. Let's see. Lonzo, no, I cannot hear. Lonzo just text me, can you hear? Let me text him back. No. Yeah, see, I got my screen here. I got a screen over here, pulling up videos and commenting back to you guys in the chat. I got my phone here, going back and forth with Lonzo. A couple people in the chat, I remember in the comments, people like, Dusty, why are you always moving around? Why are you always off camera doing shit and doing that? You guys don't realize this is a produced show, so where there's things that need to be done behind the scenes. So sometimes I'll put myself on mute. I'll put myself on mute like this. And I'm mixing, I'm doing stuff. So if you do that, that's all it is. Someone said coke. Someone tried to say I was on cocaine. I have never in my life done cocaine, ever. Cocaine has never appealed to me. Now weed, different story. Cocaine, no.
Just one.
Romeo was on TV. I hear you, Lonzo.
One, two.
All right, I hear you. You hear me, Lonzo?
I hear you, Dusty. Can you hear me now?
All right, I hear you. Now let's ask the audience. And Lonzo. Hold on, I'm gonna ask him right now.
We are
trying
here.
to keep him entertained.
There
he is. All right, we hear you. I think everybody hears you.
I don't know what happened. All right. Somebody kicked the plug. Kicked out one of my goddamn wires. Anyway, I'm back, baby. I'm back.
Woo, we are back. We are back. Right, good to have you, man. I was keeping everybody entertained. We might as well just continue the show.
Heard you doing your thing. I appreciate you.
Okay, cool. So we were talking about the Master P and Lil Romeo thing, man. What's your thoughts on that?
I think that's one of the situations where youngsters get entitled, Well, first of all, hold on. It all depends on the situation. Sometimes parents can take advantage of their kids. Lil Romeo was doing commercials, blah, 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 for his cereal, whatever. What was it? P Flakes or whatever it was, or P Loops, whatever, back in the day. And he claimed he never got paid for it. Okay. Now, meanwhile, I'm quite sure you lived a very lavish life in the meantime. Limousines, mansions, a whole 9 yards. So, but again, there is a compensation that may be due, and sometimes people tend to forget that he may have felt he exceeded what he was what he was due in compensation. I don't know the whole story, but again, if Romeo's been doing all he's been doing, and he has not squandered his money, maybe he should be doing a little bit more financially independent than what he could be or what he may be perceived as being. I'm not really sure. It's going to be hard for anybody to say what the deal is because we don't know all the details. We know most of them, but not all of them. And until we do, it's going to be hard. It's going to be a he say, she say. But his you would think as much as he's done, he'd be in a much better financial situation. That's all. But next thing, has he had any major hits? I know he's been around. He's done a lot of stuff, but has he had any major hits, movie wise or music wise?
25 years ago, maybe 20 whatever years ago, he went through like a year and a half where he had his thing with Bow Wow, and he had a couple of movies he was in. But other than that, I can't think of much.
Well, that being said, Doc, that kind of changes perspective on everything. So, it is what it is, Doc. Sometimes, man, you just have to just sit back and get the popcorn and watch the story unfold. Because at some point in time, I've here's the part. But he says it, Lil Romeo already says this. Master P take care of people outside the family faster than he take care of family. I don't know how true that is, but that would lead people to think that he was taking care of business all right because everybody around him is taken care of. But again, you don't know what Lil Romeo has had given to him under the heading of, hey, bro, you my son. I ain't gonna give you I'm gonna give you this Bentley or this Rolls Royce or whatever, this Mercedes. Let's keep it real. This Mercedes, and that's just the record game, man. You ain't never heard nobody in your life that was actually happy with their label. Never. Even if the daddy owns a label, ain't nobody happy with the label. So that's just something we got to deal with.